Okay, I have actually a garden outdoor light or security light. It can be used as either you can use it as a security light, or it can just be used simply as a standard light to light up a path or light up your garden or a patch of your garden, whatever. It is solar paneled. Now I'm going to tell you a bit about it, its specs. Then I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you it closer up, tell you what's included in the box. Then I will actually show you it rigged up. Then I'll tell you the price and if I recommend it or not near the end. Now it uses 8 LEDs. It's powered purely by solar panel power, so basically powered by the sun and natural light. There's no batteries to charge, no USB cables to plug in, and no batteries to swap, things like that. You just screw it onto the wall or whatever outside, then it should charge itself. It's an MPOW. It's completely wireless. It's waterproof and heat proof as well. So you don't have to worry about, because these are for the outdoors, you don't have to worry about it raining, things like that you perhaps would with regular lights. These are waterproof and to some extent heat proof. It's made very durable construction that has a lifespan of up to 5 years and the LED lifespan of up to 50,000 hours. It is power saving and eco friendly with automatic lighting mode. So, like a lot of solar panelled lights and even the decorative ones, it will not turn on during the daylight. It has a light sensor, so it has a motion detector, so it's not always on. You walk within its range and it turns on, and after a period of time it turns off if there's no motion. Well, that of course could work during the day, but it also has a light sensor, so that even if it detects motion, it knows that if it's daylight and it's bright out, there's no need to turn it on, even if there's motion, because it's light enough out anyway, so it doesn't turn on and it saves battery. But if it's not at night time, or if it's getting dark and it detects motion, it will turn on and work. So that is a really good, handy feature of it. If it's too light out, it doesn't waste its battery, it just leaves it off. But if it's nighttime, it does what it's supposed to do. So that's a really handy feature. Not only does it have motion detection that only turn on when people are using it, when people are walking by, but it also has a light sensor so it doesn't turn on and doesn't waste battery during the day. Because it does have an integrated PIR motion sensor and ray sensor. It can detect motion within 10 meters at a 120-degree angle, which is pretty good. A lot of these things are around about 10 meters, and it has an angle of 120 degrees. There's a long working time of around 12 hours, so even if it is always on at night, you go get a good use out of it. It's going to last most of the night, but of course it doesn't need to because it's motion sensing, so it's only being used when there's people about. So you can get up to a continuous time of about 12 hours out of a full charge. As I mentioned, it is waterproof with an IP64 rating, which means that it should withstand pretty much most weather, most rain, but of course it's not submergible underwater, so don't drop it underwater like drop it in a swimming pool, not that you're going to anyway, but it's not submergible, but it is water and rain proof. Its solar panel is 0.44 watt with 17% efficiency. Its night sensor is a 10 lux night light sensor. Its LED power is 0.8 watts each, 80 lumens with 6,000 to 6,500 for the temperature of the light. It has a delay time of about 10 seconds, which means it will stay on for about 10 seconds, then go off without any motion, although if there's motion, it will then come on for another 10 seconds. Its lighting modes are off, dim light, or highlight, and it basically detects that itself, depending upon what motion and things like that about. You don't actually change it yourself. In the pack is included some screws and some hinges, a user manual, and a key pin. And the key pin is to turn it on and off because there's a little hole on the front of it, and you poke the key in to turn it on and turn it off. There isn't a regular button. That's so it's like a security light. Somebody can't just walk over and turn it off. You have to have the little key and poke it in to turn it on and off. Okay, just to be clear, with the dim and bright setting, it does it itself. So if somebody is close, if the motion sensor detects somebody's close, it will use the bright light setting. Then if somebody is moving further away, once they get out of a certain distance, it will go dim to save a bit of power, but yet still have light. So it depends upon how close people are, what setting it uses automatically. Here you see there's a hole up here. There you go, it's turned itself on because it detected motion, and because it's detected something close, it is actually quite bright. So that little hole up there, if you can see it there, is basically a hole just to screw it onto the wall or whatever it is you're screwing it onto, a gate, fence, whatever. Then you have the logo. Then this round lump here is the motion sensor. You don't do anything with that. Then there's a little small hole there you probably can't see. That is where you stab the little key in. Then this weird looking patch here is all of the LED lights. That's where the light comes from. So to turn it on, you shove the key in here and poke the button. So you shove this little key into the small hole and push in, and you hear a click. Then it's on, then you take it out. Then if you want to turn it off again, you put the key in, click until you hear a click sound, then take the key out and it will be off. That's all it is to it. A hole up there to screw it into the wall. A motion sensor you don't have to worry about. The lights are here. The only thing you need to worry about is screwing it onto the whatever you're screwing it onto up there with screws, and the screws are included. And then there's a little hole there, which is where you stab the key in to turn it on and off. So try not to lose this little metal key. And then that is all there is to it. It does say QC passed on the back, and that is it. Okay, so that's all there is to say. You have a hole on the top, which is where you just poke a screw through to screw it onto a fence or wall, whatever it is, and two screws are included. Then all else you need to see is at the top is a solar panel, which is where it gets its power. So try to make sure that it's not that is exposed and isn't covered by leaves or anything like that. Make sure that top panel at the very top there is uncovered and exposed to light. Then there's a little round lump on the front that is just a motion detector. You don't have to really worry about doing it with that. Then below that is the LED lights. Again, you don't nothing to touch there. So apart from screwing it onto something, the only thing you need to know is there's a little small, teeny weeny little hole next to the motion sensor, and that is where you just push in that little piece of metal to activate it, to turn it on. And once you've done that, you're just good to leave it once it's screwed onto the wall, whatever it is. And then if you just want to turn it off, you have to remember to poke that key in. And it's easy to do. You just poke it through the little hole until you hear a click sound, which is basically just the same as pushing a button in. It is a reasonable price. It's £8 in the UK. It's $7.99. If it's available in the US, I'll put the US dollar price as a text overlay on the screen as well. So it is pretty good. It's in the same kind of price range as a lot of the decorative solar panel lights like I've reviewed previously. And a lot of those are actually more expensive. This is a good motion detecting solar paneled kind of security light for the outdoors, which also like some of the others has a light sensor so it doesn't get wasted during the day. It is bright with several dimming modes, dim or bright. For £8, that's pretty good. Or if you know you're going to need at least a couple of these to put in different spots in your garden, which is possible, especially if you're lighting up a pathway or something like that, then you can actually save a bit of money and buy a pack of two. You save a teeny bit of money by buying a pack of two for £14. So a pack of one is £8 or a pack of two for 14. So I do recommend it. It's a really good way to light up something like a pathway or an entrance or perhaps on a gate or around a gate, and you can get a pack of two. And I do recommend it. A link will be in the description. Please like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you could do me a huge favour, if you're watching this as a review on the Amazon product page, please hit the yes button next to what's a helpful review to you. That'll help me out a lot as well. Thanks for watching.